And the channelstv.com to view us live on an iPad, iPhone or BlackBerry. And you can download the Channels TV app for the Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. The federal government has grounded a Kenyan aircraft that brought in 3 Nigerian deportees to the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, for defying security procedures. Detention of the aircraft with the registration number 5YSAX, owned by Kabok Airlines, was ordered by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs when the aircraft landed on June the 3rd, carrying one Mr. Anthony Chinedu and 3 others accused of drug dealing, who were then accompanied by 15 crew members. Kenya's new president, Uhuru Kenyatta, has publicly directed security agencies to deport drug suspects, a situation which has a lot of suspicion that Nigerians are being targeted for deportation by whatever means. Nigerian businessmen in Kenya say they are being harassed by the Kenyan government because they are believed to have supported former Prime Minister Raila Odinga during the general elections in March, but the government has denied this claim. The coordinating general manager of the Corporate Communications Aviation Parastatals, Mr. Yakubu Dati, confirmed the grounding of the aircraft, saying that the flight was going through security routine and will be released when it's complete.
Well, the Nigerian Army has commended cooperation between troops in the 3 northeastern states and local groups, describing it as a welcome development. According to the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Ibrahim Attahiru, the operation in Adamawa, Borno and Yobe State is part of military assistance to civil authorities and communities. He described as false stories that the military is recording soldiers on international peace missions to increase the number of troops needed for internal security operations. General Attahiru insists that the armed forces have enough personnel to tackle insecurity in the country without interfering with global engagements.
We're actually out there to carry out police duties to aid the civil power or the civil authority or civil community, as it were. So if they are doing any other thing to enhance our operation, I think it's purely a symbiotic relation towards achieving the overall end state, as it were, which is attacking the center of gravity of the insurgents and unhinging it, both physical center of gravity or the psychological center of gravity, as it were. Our operational design has it that we can't fight on 2 fronts and be able to maintain internal security. So there will be no need. If we have troops committed to peace support operations in 1 or 2 theaters, we have good enough number that will be able to maintain internal security within Nigeria. We have an operational design to that effect, and that is what is playing out. So there will be no requirement for withdrawing troops for any international engagement, which is actually contribution to international peace and security before we can maintain peace at home.
Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole has approved a 27.5% salary increase for teachers in the state starting from July the 1st. At a meeting with the Academic Staff Union of Secondary Schools in Benin City, the governor said the approval, however, applies only when the teachers return to work. Last week, the Edo State government had asked the teachers to call off their strike while negotiations continue on how much financial liability the state can accommodate.
We have resolved as government to revisit the issue of the allowance. We know we are already paying 17%, leaving a balance of 10.5% of your basic salary to, and we are ready to look inward and look for funds to try and meet the balance of 10.5%. With your understanding, we will commence implementation from the first day of July. That is
To health now, about 37,000 people have so far benefited from the first quarter free rural medical services, which is at its concluding stage across the 3 senatorial districts of Kogi State. To get first-hand information on the project, the governor of the state, Idris Wada, visited the areas listed for the free medical services.
The free rural medical services is one of the laudable programs initiated by the state government to address the gap in healthcare delivery among the rural populace. It is meant to assist citizens with serious medical challenges who cannot afford to pay the bills. Medical experts were sent to carry out diagnostics, treat and distribute drugs to patients, as well as refer critical conditions to specialist hospitals. The state governor had visited one of the benefiting communities to ensure the program was running smoothly. While the first quarter of the program lasted, results already show it has been successful.
When I gave birth to this boy, the intestine was very large, and they took the operation yesterday and everything is successful. I didn't pay any 10 kobo, even the drugs and everything. They are giving us everything free.
Most of the local government councils, through the Ministry of Local Government and Children's Affairs, cooperated seriously in the whole exercise, and they did provide accommodation, local transport, and site logistics, as well as the monitoring of the services in their various local governments.
Receiving reports on the first quarter of the program, Governor Idris Wada commended the committee for a job well done, but not without pointing out areas of grave concern.
Reasons were given that the staff do not show up for work. When they do show, they are exploitative, they are rude, they are not pleasant, they don't serve the people, they seem to order them around. And those were very sad words for me to hear during my visit. It shouldn't be that people are waiting for us for 3 months before they have the confidence to come and get treatment.
The government says over 90 million naira was spent in the first quarter of the program. The second quarter is expected to commence soon.
We come back on News Track. Closing figures from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The all-share index is down 0.4%.
I also have stories making the rounds in the world of sports.
Just stay with us.
A phenomenon which international economic organizations and nations, Nigeria included, have unanimously agreed has the ticket to economic independence and development. That's why the Bank of Industry believes that every brilliant idea holds the potential of a profitable business. But when money is hard to get, the Bank of Industry comes to the rescue. So watch BOI Weekly every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. as we take you through the world where every idea becomes a successful business.
Welcome to Business News. Chief inspectors of Nigerian banks should embrace modern technology in their work as the independent part in risk management. Now, this conclusion was unanimous at a meeting of the management of the Bank of Industry and representatives of commercial banks in Lagos.
BOI's Executive Director of Operations, Mohammed Al-Khali, says this is necessary because banking activities have become global and decisions taken in one country can affect the others.
First, risks in being assessed or being managed in an isolated way. But now, in the modern, highly connected world, we have e-business, e-that. Things are changing and almost everybody action affects the outcome. So in trying to determine risks, we have to now bring in everybody who is associated with that process, either directly or indirectly. Letting him or her know that his action can influence the outcome. This is why we are saying that in trying to assess risks and put in place a risk management framework, you have to take everybody on board, right from the board down to anybody down the ladder.
Technology has come into play. electronic banking